In this video, I present extended version of my basic proposal about combination of resistant starch plus vitamin C and plus amino acids to extend the longevity and improve health of people, even for poor people, affordable even for poor people in developing countries. And I believe it is way to go. And I use it myself, so let's go into more details. As presentation is going to be long, I recommend you to download the presentation as PDF file from the link in the description. You will get access to the links and to the source of information. Make your own research if you want, but again, that's what I say. It is, I believe, very important. That's what I say. It is quite, I consider this is my scientific discovery. Let's go into more details and slowly. In prehistoric times, the ability to crush large animal bones between stones and get to the bone marrow turned out to be a salvation for our ancestors. Bone marrow contains a lot of fat and it is rich in calories. According to Amber or Hearn, adaptation to consuming such fat allowed the development of large brains in our ancestors. And due to adaptation to consume fat, humans can be named lipivores, or fat eaters. About 200,000 years ago, our ancestors invented the use of fire to sterilize food, but only since the invention of agriculture about 7,000 years ago did humans start to consume grains and other plant-based foods. In contrast to rat and mice, humans are adapted to use fat as a source of energy and stay in ketosis. So let's go. This is how it's, we believe that our ancestors were crushing bones and getting to the marrow. And marrow, again, it is very healthy source of food, a very healthy source of fat. And fatty meat is supposed to be a base of the carnivore diet. But I go further, I go more than this, and then let's go, because I'm not proposing a carnivore diet. I'm actually indicate that carnivore diet is good for health in younger age, but it is not extend the lifespan. Okay, let's go further. Breast milk comprises approximately 1.2 gram per deciliter for protein, 3.6 gram for 100 milliliters for fat, and 7.4 gram per 100 milliliters of lactose. It is, again, lactose, you see a lot of lactose in the breast milk. Infants generally consume about 150 milliliters of breast milk per kilogram of body weight per day. And despite the high intake of lactose, up to 15 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, breastfed infants stay in mild ketosis and produce ketones from the breakdown of fats. Ketones serve as energy source for the infant. Also, they are important for brain development. A part of the lactose in milk is hydrolyzed by the enzyme lactose in the upper small intestine, but newborn baby cannot do it. So, and the rest can be fermented in the tail end of the small intestine or in colon, creating gas, lactate, and short-chain fatty acids. Okay, that's again, it is quite known that breast milk connected to significantly early brain development in infants and better in intellectual abilities. So it is very, very good, and nowadays women use formula which is without lactose, without all these necessary enzymes, and this what we see, slow degradation of intellectual abilities in humans. So we are getting back to in our evolution to reduce brain size and reduce our intellectual abilities. So lactose can work as a prebiotic even in lactose-tolerant adults, so like me, and I can drink a few liters of milk, no problem, raw milk, I love it. But again, in lactose-tolerant people, it is consumed, that is, we have lactose enzyme lactase, but this enzyme can be suppressed by increasing acidity in the small intestine. There are many ways to do it. It's okay. This is then more lactose will be used as prebiotic. Adding lactose to the diet has been shown to increase beneficial gut bacteria in the microbiome, reduce pathogens, boost production of short-chain fatty acids, and shorten colonic transit time in adults. Lactose-intolerant individuals can consume up to 12-15 grams of lactose per day without experiencing significant symptoms of digestive disorders. It is this roughly equivalent to the amount of lactose in about 250 milliliters of milk. Lactate, produced by gut bacteria from lactose or lactic acid, is crucial for protecting the intestinal epithelium barrier. And lactate in fermented dairy products such as yogurt can improve gut health. It is known for centuries. And see also my videos, and you can click on the link and get to the videos as well, read presentation. So again, it is very well known that lactic acid bacteria can break lactose in the colon and produce lactate, and also produce, and this lactate can be used by other bacteria to produce short-chain fatty acids, and all these short-chain fatty acids contribute to the gut health. The ketogenic diet, often called keto, is a low carbohydrate, typically 20-50 grams per day, and moderate protein diet, 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, and the rest of the calories are in fat. It aims to induce a metabolic state of ketosis in humans, and the keto diet in general may include green vegetables, avocado, olives, and nuts. While in ketosis, the body primarily uses fat for energy instead of carbohydrates. The liver converts fats into ketones, also called ketone bodies, which are then used as energy sources by the body, not only by epithelium layer in the gut, but it can also migrate to brain and work very beneficial for brain and other tissues. Potential benefits include weight loss, improved blood sugar control, and reduced inflammation. Initial side effects such as keto flu, fatigue, headaches, nausea may occur in the first weeks as the body adjusts to ketosis. Increasing intake of the sodium and drinking plenty of water can help counteract dehydration and electrolytes imbalances, which are the key contributors to the keto flu symptoms. Okay, we need more sodium. Okay, so as we see, standard American diet based on carbohydrates, where it is supposed that humans and Americans are getting most of energy from carbohydrates, but a ketogenic diet, it is only 5%. And standard ketogenic diet, again, only 5%, but more protein, because with low protein, it's therapeutical ketogenic diet, it is not enough for the body. The ketogenic diet was first proposed as a treatment for epilepsy in 1920s, but over time its official use declined dramatically because they proposed some medications which slow down development of brain, and then we need less energy for brain, so it is again, so it was like this. In the long term, but again, it is a shame that it is declined. In the long term, following a keto diet potentially leads to the formation of kidney stones and gout due to high intake of oxalates with green vegetables and nuts. See my videos 3 and 4 and presentations. And of course, I was following ketogenic diet in the very beginning of this journey to rejuvenation. And I cannot say I developed gout, but again, it was not, I tried to grow muscles, it didn't work because I didn't get enough of protein, and also it didn't work because, again, taking a lot of green vegetables is not healthy at all. So again, the book Toxic Superfoods by Sally Norton challenges the generally accepted idea that eating more green vegetables leads to improved health. Low protein intake would lead in the long term to the loss of muscle mass, and a carnivore diet is a plant-free, zero-carb, high-protein, and high-animal fat ketogenic diet. So it is just like next step in the development of a more healthy diet for people. So the carnivore diet has been condemned by medical experts as dangerous and unscientific, which is, again, very, very questionable because, okay, what medical professionals proposal is questionable very much and unscientific, I believe. So, okay, green vegetables, bad for you. Stop eating it. Yeah, I stopped it a long time ago. I improved my health because I had autoimmune reactions like psoriasis, and now it is gone. Okay, this is how it looks like the extreme version of the ketogenic diet or carnivore diet. It is close to lion diet, but here I see some the liver. Oh, pardon, I see some pork. Pork is, but lion diet includes only ruminants. So the carnivore diet has recently become popular as a way to lose weight, improve cognitive abilities, reduce chronic inflammation, increase production of hormones, and cure autoimmune diseases. Yes, it works, sure, for young individuals. The earliest documented advocate of a carnivore diet was Bernard Moncrief, German writer who published The Philosophy of Stomach, or an exclusively animal diet, in 1857. So imagine how long it is, 150 years ago. Elma Stewart, who died at age 66, wrote a book, What Must I Do to Get Well and How Can I Keep So, promoting meat and water-only diet. Another early figure who advocated for meat-only diet was Blake Ferguson Donaldson. You can go to link and you can read about this. Again, you can read the book. And he was an American physician and hunter. He wrote the book Strong Medicine, promoting his meat and water-only diet in 1962. He died at the age of 63. Sean Baker, an orthopedic surgeon and bodybuilder, wrote the carnivore diet book and popularized the carnivore diet on social media. Okay, you can click on the link and read the book. Maybe it is interesting. It is not scientific research, but maybe it is better than, it is more easy to understand than my presentation. My presentation relies more on scientific publications. So this Sean Baker, he is 57 years old. I would not say he looks younger than his age. He is exactly of this age. Of his age. Some semi-nomadic tribes in the Arctic area have historically been consuming almost exclusively meat and fish, and traditional Mongolian diet is highly fat and meat-centric, especially during the winter months. And animal-sourced fat and meat were the base of all pre-agricultural diets, especially during the Ice Age, because during Ice Age there was no plants. And Sean Baker, he is now 57 years old. Paul Saladina, he is 46. Ken Berry, 57. Amber O'Hearn, I cannot find her age. She is maybe about 50. Dr. Paul Masson, also cannot find, but he is a young person. Anthony Chaffee, 45. Joe Reagan, 57. Dr. Nina Tenholz, 59. Jordan Peterson, 62, and his daughter Michaela, 33, are among the prominent promoters of the carnivore diet. A very strict carnivore diet known as lion diet, it is the diet consisting solely of ruminant meat, salt, and water. So, okay, Jordan Peterson, he promotes the lion diet. He stays on this diet already for long, and he said he feels himself healthy and much better, and his daughter at least improved her health dramatically. So in younger age, it certainly works. So, but again, this Brian Johnson, he's 47 years old, and he looks like he is 67 years old, to my opinion, or maybe older. He promotes eating a raw, unprocessed meat, including liver and raw liver, and openly uses steroids. Again, I don't think it is good for health, both using steroids and eating raw meat, because again, in age of about 50, we need some corrections to the diet. Okay, I would not follow this person. I would not, and I don't follow. Okay, so the lion diet is designed to help individuals by removing inflammatory foods from their diet. It has demonstrated impressive health improvements in younger individuals. Again, keyword is a younger individuals suffering from autoimmune conditions. Advocates of this approach claim that this diet may help heal leaky gut, reduce weight in obese individuals, combat autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, improve mental health, and alleviate digestive issues. So you can read the publication. Contrary to common expectations of medical professionals, adults following a carnivore diet reported minimal adverse effects, high satisfaction, and notably health benefits. Cardiovascular disease risk factor were reduced instead of, they say, consumption of saturated fat in meat. It is not healthy, but we see absolutely different what is happening. Cardiovascular disease risk reduced, so it is again, it is healthy, especially in young age, but not for the elderly. So, however, decreased protein digestion in older age may have detrimental effect on health and shorten lifespan. This is my point. Okay, so again, the lions kill ruminants and eat meat, you know, and it is the lion diet. It is how it is the name explained. So my main goal is to extend longevity of humans, including people living in developing countries with low income, and this is what I work on, and I believe that eventually I got this proposal, or at least main part of the my protocol is ready to be used. So let's go. And the carnivore diet has been tried by many people, but nobody has lived on this diet considerably longer than average longevity of humans. The average lifespan of people from Maasai tribe who follow a carnivore diet with dairy products included ranges from 55 to 60 years. Yet proponents of this diet claim it may allow people to live longer and healthy lives. You can click on the link and hear these promises, but it is not so. Okay, it is not so. It is worth noting that carnivorous animals such as wolves, tigers, and lions tend to have shorter lifespans than herbivores of compatible size. Shorter longevity can be explained by the accumulation of pathogens in the gut microbiome and the lengthening of the colon transit time. So it is with longer colon transit time, these pathogens produce more toxins, and toxins get into the blood stream, and then you have these complications and then accelerated aging. So Maasai people live up to 60 years only. Okay. So, but in younger age, they look very, very well. They are more than 6 feet tall, very healthy, very fit. But again, in older age, some corrections should be done to the carnivore diet to fit the changes in the human body. Louis Carlement, pardon if I pronounce not well, a French supercentenarian with 122 years lifespan ate boiled beef and fish with banana salads, garlic, and a lot of dark chocolate. Okay, you see it is carnivore diet like beef and fish, carnivore diet, but banana has resistant starch, it can be used as prebiotic. Garlic, the same, has prebiotics which are soluble in water. And dark chocolate has cocoa powder, which is prebiotic also. So it is suggested that prebiotics are necessary for longer life. Okay, you can see also my video at 5 in presentation. And Dr. Paul Masson insists that humans don't need dietary fiber in fruits and vegetables because cellulose fibers may damage the protective mucus layer on the inside of the gut. However, avoiding prebiotic, I am completely agree with him in this point, but avoiding prebiotics, not all prebiotics are fibers. The prebiotics people call dietary fibers, but it is very confusing because dietary fibers are different. There is cellulose fibers, which is not a prebiotic, but there are fibers which are prebiotics, and they are not fibers at all. They are actually substances. Okay, let's go. So let's better call them prebiotics. Avoiding prebiotics may lead to domination of gut microbes that consume mucus and the development of inflammatory bowel disease and leaky gut syndrome. Of course, this bacteria consume mucus. Mucus has some protein and glucoproteins, and then if it is consumed, there is no protection, and leaky gut syndrome develops, and then this is then what is happening. Then Dr. Mawson proposes to avoid dairy products because migration of casein from the gut lumen into the bloodstream may lead to autoimmune complications. It is so, of course, yes. First, casein is not digested completely in old age or even in young age. Casein from cow milk, not digested well, and then when it gets to colon, it is this large molecules of casein can get through the epithelium layer to the bloodstream, and you will have autoimmune complications. He is absolutely right about how it is causes that you have to avoid cellulose fibers, but if you do so, if you exclude prebiotics, you will get these complications. So instead of to include prebiotics, he said avoid dairy products. Okay, again, I'm not agree with him because again I propose much better solution. Okay, this Louis Carmen, Jean Kautman, she was drinking port wine, not much, but after dinner, and also smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes after eating, and she lived 122 years. But again, you look at her diet, you will see a lot of prebiotics. Prebiotics are green bananas have resistant starch. Dark chocolate is prebiotic, and also garlic has prebiotics which are soluble in water. Okay, this is again what Dr. Paul Masson demonstrates, that avoiding dietary fiber, by dietary fiber is cellulose fiber, is healing. It is no side effects, so no constipation, no bloating, no bleeding, no pain. Yes, it's right. I completely agree with him. Yeah, avoid fibers in fruits and vegetables as much as you can. Don't eat vegetables and fruits. I stopped eating these fibers, and I eat during the season. I can eat 1 or 2 mango from my garden, but again, from my garden, because I don't use any herbicides or pesticides, and even fertilizers, so it is not much polluted. But again, it is very limited in use, and I combine it with prebiotics because consuming fibers is not so good. But again, mango has not much fibers, but it has prebiotics also, because the green mango, I don't eat the ripe mango, I eat green mango. Green mango has kind of starch, inulin, and other prebiotics. So his opinion of Dr. Paul Masson regarding dietary fibers contradict results of clinical trials that show significantly low body weight, systolic blood pressure, and total cholesterol associated with high intake of dietary fiber from fruits and vegetables. How we can explain this discrepancy with his data and these results of these clinical trials? Okay, there is explanation, okay, if you follow nature. Dr. Nina Teicholz, in her book, you can read the book, Big Fat Surprise, claims that seed oils are unhealthy, and Dr. Paul Masson also confirmed this. Seed oils are unhealthy and chemically unstable. Dietary fibers in fruits and vegetables mostly include cellulose fibers. Cellulose fibers cannot be digested in the gut or fermented in the colon of humans, but work as absorbents of seed oils in the standard American diet. So with cellulose fibers in such diet, lesser amounts of polyunsaturated fatty acids from seed oils will get into the bloodstream and produce a devastating impact on health. This is how it works. If you consume fruits and vegetables according to the American diet, it is healthy. But pardon me, all the standard American diet with a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acids is very much unhealthy. Okay, so you have to decide what to do. And but she proposed that saturated fat is good. Saturated fat or animal fat is good. But the seed oils are bad. Yeah, I absolutely agree with her. But again, it is not enough. Not enough. We have to go further. Proponents of carnivore diet claim that requirements for vitamin C, it is the isomer of ascorbic acid, L or D, it's L. This is L ascorbic acid, is lower on carnivore diet due to the lower levels of glucose in the blood and absence of plant-based antinutrients that increase oxidative stress. They claim that necessary amounts of vitamin C can be obtained from raw meat, and including liver. Well. Okay, this is, I think, big problem, big mistake. Most animals produce this vitamin C from glucose in their liver in amounts from 80 to 180 milligram per kilogram of body weight per day, and even more in case of infection or trauma. Humans and primates cannot make vitamin C. Yeah, this is there was mutation a long time ago, and now we cannot produce it. So you can get more details in videos and presentation. And the industrially produced ascorbic acid has only half of the desired isomer L-ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. So a man of 70 kilogram body weight like me is supposed to consume from 12 to 26 grams of ascorbic acid a day, and more in case of infection or trauma. But again, it is not easy. It is not easy to get so much of ascorbic acid, because the maximum tolerated oral dose is 3 grams, and even if you take it every 4 hours, and the interval should be 4 hours, not shorter. If shorter, then you have these more side effects, which are this osmotic diarrhea, for example. And but Linus Pauling in 1977 and before, he proposed to use mega doses of vitamin C and together with amino acids. So, and in particular, he proposed mega doses of vitamin C and lysine. So lysine and vitamin C are crucial for collagen production, immune response, and protein synthesis. Not only lysine, other amino acids too, but in his time, lysine was more available, so he was focused on lysine. But lysine is really good in the necessary chemical component, maybe more important than other amino acids, but okay, they have also benefits. So deficiency of vitamin C, which is below 26 grams per day, can be primary factor on the development of cardiovascular disease. And Linus Pauling advocated mega doses of vitamin C and lysine for preventing and treating conditions like colds, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and heart disease. Okay, you can watch my video and read presentation. In vitamin C, the problem, again, pardon, he was very right. Yeah, he is absolutely fantastic scientist. This quantum chemistry was a part of my education. I know about his contribution to quantum chemistry. It was enormous contribution. He is absolute genius. So I trust him completely. I know that his opinion is based on facts. It is natural. It is what animals produce, and we cannot produce so much vitamin C. This is why we have this cardiovascular diseases, and animals don't have cardiovascular diseases. So, but he calculated well that we have to use much of vitamin C, and he personally used 18 grams of vitamin C per day. But there is a problem with vitamin C. Okay, this is a problem. Vitamin C can easily diffuse into the bloodstream from the small intestine. But its concentration in the serum will drop by half in just 3-6 hours. Even some people say half hour. It's again drop very quick. very quick. It is getting, liver removes vitamin C and to the urine, and so it is, concentration cannot be high, but we need high concentration. So with intravenous injections of vitamin C, it is 100 grams per day or more to keep concentration, its concentration about 5 millimole. Ascorbate can cause apoptosis or death of cells with high rate of metabolism, such as cancerous tumor cells, senescent cells, and cells infected by viruses, while normal cells, including lymphocytes, monocytes, fibroblasts, and macrophages, are insensitive to concentrations below 20 millimole. And with oral intake of vitamin C, you cannot get even 5 millimole per concentration, 5 millimole. Even this you cannot get it. Even so, you can take if you take orally, it helps, but again, it is not what we need to cure cancer. For example, you need intravenous injections. Again, to keep this concentration steady and long. And with oral intake, it just doesn't work. Okay, so this was I explaining. You see in my previous presentation how it works. The ascorbic acid is absolutely unique. How it works, it is reducing oxidative stress in healthy cells and increasing oxidative stress in the cancer cells and other bad cells like senescent cells. So it is absolutely fantastic how it works. And we need a lot of vitamin C, but okay. This medical professionals recommend only 20 milligrams for 20 to 60 to 600 milligrams per day. It is ridiculous. Okay, guys, ridiculous. Even at the website of the polling, Linus Pauling, it is already reduced to 2 grams of vitamin C or ascorbic acid per day, which is not enough. I personally take more than 20 grams of vitamin C, but I take it other way. So again, it's I used it. Okay, I will go in more details later. Sean Baker, he is 57 years old, consumed up to 2.7 kilograms of red meat daily since early 2017, and supplemented with eggs, dairy products, and seafood and organ meats. But okay, it is what bodybuilders do. His low testosterone levels and massive body shape suggest he may be using testosterone replacement therapy, but he has not publicly confirmed it. Compared to Vince Gironda, and died at age 81, a bodybuilding guru of the pre-steroid era in bodybuilding, Sean Baker looks similar to the present-day athletes who abuse steroids. Gironda valued eggs and dairy products more than fatty meat, fish, and poultry as protein sources because, again, the eggs and the dairy products, they have water dissolvable proteins, okay, which are much easier to digest. Okay, you can watch my video. And also, Gironda recommended taking amino acids and beef liver tablets as supplements 2-3 times a day. He also was talking about amino acids. Yeah, okay, Vince Gironda, fantastic body shape. I love him. He is a genius, a complete genius of his time. And he was a teacher for Schwarznold, and so he was a very famous teacher in bodybuilding. But compare him with, with this modern bodybuilders who use steroids, so ugly. Pardon me. It is not now modern day bodybuilding. It is so repulsive. Okay, compare with Gironda body shape. Yeah, difference. Yeah, big difference. Okay, I am against the excessive increase of muscle mass, as it may have negative impact on human longevity. Research shows that elite athletes in general have lower mortality rates than non-athletes, but bodybuilding is associated with an increased mortality rate. However, for those bodybuilders who survive beyond 50, it is already, they didn't use much of the steroids. Certainly, the mortality rate is compatible to general population. So bodybuilders of the pre-steroid era, so old-timers, lived on average 81 years. Okay, this is similar to general population. So you see that eating a lot of protein, following carnivore diet, it is good to grow muscles, and even without steroids, but it is not extending lifespan. Elite athletes in endurance sports, such as running, swimming, and cycling, live 4 to 5 years longer due to lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Okay, pardon. Compare these people and with triathlon athletes. Triathlon includes swimming, running, and cycling. I don't like running, but I do cycling and swimming, so it's good. It's good. I know. I was doing some resistance exercises, and I detected that my aging was accelerated, and I was also eating a lot of protein, and it didn't help me at all. So now I changed. Now I changed my protocol, and I am much better to success, much closer to success. So let's dive deeper into the nutritional components that may be advantageous for living a long and active life. And there are only a few biological species that can stay in ketosis. Creatures like bears, groundhogs, snakes rely largely on fat storage throughout their hibernation periods. Many migrating birds travel large distances and rely on fat reserves to sustain their flights. And before starting on long journey or to breed, migratory fish such as salmon accumulate fat stores. And the camels are famous for being able to retain fat in their humps. And when food and water are scarce, these fat stores can be digested for energy. Flying insects can carry a large amount of their body weight as fat. Okay, this is again because they use fat as source of energy, and they have a lot of fat. Some insects have more than 50% of body weight in fat. Insect-eating microbats have a far longer lifespan, up to 40 years, than plant-eating mice, which live for roughly 1 to 2 years. And fruit-eating megabats live up to 20 years. Again, it is strange. Microbats rely on fat with chitin, and megabats rely on sugars. But they live shorter, of course, shorter, 20 years instead of 40. And but yet again, what is the explanation? Explanation is following. Intense aerobic activity during their flight may contribute to the longevity of bats, as it shortens bowel transit time. Aerobic physical activity can also significantly influence human longevity by reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers, all leading to longer life expectancy. Yeah, okay, this is what I was showing this slide, that previous slide, that these endurance athletes live longer, but it is yet not enough. Okay, not enough. I'm not talking about 4 or 5 years. I'm talking about 400 years longer. Okay, longer life may be related to shorter colonic transit time, and shorter colonic transit time due to faster movement of gut contents generally reduces the time pathogenic bacteria have to colonize and produce toxins in the colon. And for every additional hour spent performing regular aerobic activity, colonic transit time was shorter and 25% shorter, and the bowel transit time was 16% shorter. Yeah, okay, then it is certain connection between shorter colon transit time and longevity, so we can take it. So, and normally it takes the small intestine, to get through the small intestine takes 3 to 5 hours, but colon takes minimum 10 hours to several days. This is where these pathogens develop and produce toxins. This is what we have to take care. Okay, we have to take care both small intestine and colon, but colon is absolutely critical. This is how transit time change your feces. Okay, if it is 10 hours, then it is very watery, and this type of feces is for about 12 or 14 hours transit time, which normally I have. If it is not bad problem, so it is again. There are some side effects, like you go to toilet a few times a day, but okay, it's not big problem for me. As we are aging, production of gastric juice and proteolytic enzymes like pepsin in the stomach is reduced. It impairs protein digestion, allowing the pathogenic bacteria in the colon to thrive and produce ammonia and toxins from undigested protein. I was talking a lot about this, okay? Unlike prebiotics, cellulose fibers cannot be fermented in the colon of humans, so they slow down colon transit time and increase migration of toxin to the bloodstream, because the colon is getting populated with these pathogens, and also they damage the mucus layer, and then you have more toxins go to the bloodstream. The lack of prebiotics in the diet of Maasai tribes in Eastern Africa leads to constipation, leaky gut syndrome, and autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis in older individuals. So with an increase in intake of prebiotics, colonic transit time shortens normally, gut health improves, and levels of chronic inflammation and the risk of autoimmune diseases in the elderly will be drastically reduced. Again, it is what is scientific. You can get this information from scientific publications. It is not just I invented it. No, it is like how it works. Okay, then you see the stomach acid production drops a lot, so we cannot digest fat. Oh, pardon, we cannot digest protein any longer. In young age, it is all fine, but then it drops to 50, which is almost more than 3 times less acidity, and its protein are not digested, and this is how we live so short. Although there are some supplements that directly provide short-chain fatty acids in the form of salts, short-chain fatty acids can be produced from prebiotics in the colon. Resistant starch type 2 seems to be the cheapest probiotic that doesn't damage mucus. Okay, because these are not fibers. Medical professionals call it fiber, but it is not fiber. It is fine powder. It is fine powder. It is very soft, and it just cannot damage mucus or epithelium layer. So, and I buy this cassava starch, tapioca starch. In grocery stores, it is less than it is about $1 American per kilo. If you buy in bulks, it is half price of it, so it is very, very affordable. Studies suggest that 15-20 grams of resistant starch per day and doses as high as 60 grams daily may support gut health. Yeah, okay, again, scientific fact. It's clinical studies. Resistant starch is not digested in small intestine by fermented in the cecum and colon, and fermentation of the resistant starches as prebiotics produces hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, and short-chain fatty acids. Short-chain fatty acids can be used as source of energy, not only for epithelial layer, but for all the body, including brain. And naked rats consume inner parts of tubers which are rich in resistant starch type 2, but it's you cannot consume only only resistant starch. You need protein, and they get protein and amino acids because they eat their own feces. I don't recommend eating feces, but feces, it is bacterial product. This product of bacterial fermentation of carbohydrates, and this is a resistant starch. Amylose is the most resistant starch. It is cannot be broken to pieces by enzymes which are produced, so it is very stable in the small intestine. Short-chain fatty acids can cross the blood-brain barrier and signal to different brain areas, influencing brain function through the gut-brain axis. And short-chain fatty acid can suppress hunger by signaling to the hypothalamus. And the recommended daily dose for prebiotics is 14 grams per every 100 kilocalories. If you take prebiotics only as short-chain fatty acids and your energy consumption like 3,000 kilocalories, it is 45 or 42 grams per day. It's already more than like normally people consume, about 5 grams of dietary fiber. But dietary fiber in this case relates more to cellulose fibers. Prebiotics are different. Okay, studies suggest that short-chain fatty acids produced from prebiotics in recommended doses like 40 grams per 1,000 kilocalories can be responsible for 5 to 15% of total caloric requirements in humans. So you will eat less if you consume such amount of prebiotics. Resistant starch is responsible for butyrate production during fermentation in the colon, although total butyrate production was influenced by pH and lactate level. Okay, this is very important. So resistant starch is the only prebiotic which amplifies production of butyric acid. Okay, so it is propionic acid, acetic acid, other short-chain fatty acids, but butyrate is absolutely important for not as source of energy, and also it works to extend longevity. I will talk about this later. So butyrate is absolutely a fantastic product. Butyrate is an essential energy source for colonocytes. It is in the epithelium layer, and butyrate can inhibit the formation of atherosclerosis. This is the main cause of death or disability in developing countries. Even if people follow American diet, butyrate produced by this prebiotics or a supplement can help to slow down development of this atherosclerosis. Yes, atherosclerosis and all this heart diseases, cardiovascular diseases. Okay, this is how it works. Butyrate, it works. It is bacteria produce from prebiotics produce short-chain fatty acids. Short-chain fatty acids, they not only used as a source of energy for epithelium layer, but also get to the bloodstream and modulate immune system, and it is very, very, very healthy. Okay, let's go. Butyrate specifically has been shown to act as a histone deacetylate inhibitor, so it is improving the gene expression. So it is increasing the expression of genes related to neural regeneration and plasticity. So it is actually what is called, it is rejuvenation of brain and neural system. And while butyrate effects on DNA methylation, this is another key epigenetic mechanism of rejuvenation, are less understood compared to histone acetylation. There is evidence suggested that it can influence DNA methylation patterns, and it can get epigenetic rejuvenation. So by modulating DNA methylation and histone acetylation, butyrate can potentially slow down, even reverse some of the epigenetic changes associated with aging. So you see that butyrate is a substance which ignite rejuvenation or slow down aging. Even if it is aging measured with epigenetic clock, we cannot deny that it is very healthy. It improves gut health, it improves health of our body. So it could lead to a reduction in epigenetic age, meaning the cell's estimated age based on epigenetic profile may be younger than its chronological age. Yeah, okay, then again, this is I'm against using this epigenetic clock to estimate biological age, but okay, but at least there is some relation between measured epigenetic age and real age, not chronological age, but biological age. There is some relation, pardon. Decreased levels of bacterially produced butyrate are related to epigenetic changes associated with aging of leukocytes and neurons from patients with Parkinson's disease and to the severity of their depressive symptoms. Let me charge my telephone, sorry. Okay, pardon. Because I'm afraid I'm running, my battery running out. So, okay, this is how butyrate works. It is rejuvenating the cells. For certainly, this is already science. And butyrate is so cheap and compared to other means of rejuvenation, which don't work. So, epigenetic age of neutrophils and monocytes, these immune cells, shows the strongest link to the fecal butyrate level. So people estimate production of butyrate in feces by measuring concentration of butyrate in feces, which is, yeah, what else can we do? And there is certainly connection between epigenetic age of these immune cells and production of butyrate in colon. Butyrate possesses cancer preventive and anti-cancer effects and drives epigenetic reprogramming in human colon cancer cells. So it is again in cancerous colonocytes, which metabolize relatively little butyrate and mostly rely on glycolysis. Butyric acid preferentially acts as a histone deacetylate inhibitor, leading to decreased cell proliferation and increased apoptosis. So it is really interesting. So I was talking about the ascorbic acid works as anti-aging substance, but also it looks like this butyrate is very important substance which works as anti-aging and anti-cancer, against cancer. An estimation of epigenetic age correlates with many physiological markers of aging, and so we can talk about rejuvenation of the whole body by high level of butyrate. Boosting butyrate production via resistant starch might promote more sustained supply through the butyrate, through the supplement, more sustained supply of butyrate than butyrate supplementation via capsules. Why? Because you take salts of butyric acid in capsules, you swallow it, but it is already, butyrate already migrates in thin intestine, it is not getting to the colon. So in colon, to improve the health of gut health in the colon, the only way it is prebiotics, in particular resistant starch, because it is resistant starch what increase production of butyrate. So again, you can take sodium butyrate as salt in capsules, you can swallow it, and it is also measured that it is rejuvenating this epithelial layer in guts. It also rejuvenates in the body, so it is good, but it is expensive. And I don't see why. Okay, if you want, you can try. Some people try it. It's more easy for them. But you cannot get enough of butyrate from these capsules. What you can get? 1 gram, but you can produce much more by fermentation of the resistant starch in the colon. So again, so-called dietary fibers, in this case it is resistant starch. They are fermented, and then butyrate migrate to epithelium layer. Epithelium layer produce more mucus. It is protecting them. It is also improves immune cells, etc., etc. So many. This again, you can click on the picture. You can get to the sources. Sources again. It is working as rejuvenating for a rejuvenated substance. Okay. Raw potato starch is resistant starch and acts as prebiotic. Incorporating 5 to 10% of this raw potato starch in the soybean-based diet of piglets improved their gut health and helped to prevent diarrhea. Yeah, okay. You see again, 10% by weight. Okay, it's corn-based, bean-based diet is also boiled. it is already steamed or boiled, so to produce more carbohydrates which are digestible. But if you add powder of the resistant starch to this diet, it is improving gut health. And diet supplemented with raw potato starch in weaned piglets resulted in predominance of butyrate and acetate producing bacteria, increasing daily weight gain, and improved the immune status, particularly in the context of preventing salmonella infections. So again, this results not in humans but pigs. Even with pigs rely on carbohydrates, even this, it helps. So it can be, so the raw potato starch can be used even if people on American diet, on standard American diet, or rely on carbohydrates as source of energy. So even for in this case. So it is worthwhile to mention that raw potatoes, beans, barley, squash, millet, wheat, buckwheat, and ground nuts, and chickpeas, and corn contain naturally occurring protease inhibitors that disrupt protein digestion. Okay, you see, feeding raw potatoes to pigs may result in reduced weight gains. Okay, eating all these plant-based food like potatoes, steaming, or whatever you do it, you are getting the protease inhibitors. You are not consuming you're not digesting this protein, because protease has to break protein into amino acids, and it is not working. This, okay, you have to wait. Especially you have to decide. Also, don't combine this like potatoes with protein, like with meat. It is very, very stupid. Okay, therefore, feeding raw potato, okay, as I said, is if raw potato starch is cooked, it is converted to alpha starch. This conversion, also called gelatination, makes the starch easily digestible by our enzymes, and then it is digestible and breaks to glucose, and then this is how this carbohydrate-based diet works. But I promote ketogenic diet. Okay, let's go. This is how this anti-nutrients work. They are not easy. They are biological, complicated system molecules, and how they work. They block this protease enzymes, so that the animals cannot consume protein. This is normal. Plants protect themselves. This is the way to stop animals eating plants. Dietary sources of butyric acid, butyrate, include dairy products like butter, ghee, milk, and cheese, and some fermented foods also. Butyric acid in butter generally accounts about 3/4 of this total fatty acids. Ghee, as clarified butter, tends to have a slightly higher concentration of butyric acid, around 6–8%. Butyrate from food sources and supplements migrates from the gut lumen already in the small intestine before it can get to the colon. This is what I was talking. So it's taking capsules is not enough. In the colon, butyrate can be produced by fermentation of resistant starch type 2. And there is, so you have, if you want to improve your health, you have to improve both health in small intestine and large intestine. In small intestine, you can improve your health a little bit different. I will talk in a few minutes about this. So, but in the colon, it is the only way. Consume enough of this resistant starch. There is a potential synergy between butyrate produced in the colon by beneficial bacteria and this beta high B, this hydroxybutyrate, this ketone bodies, which is produced in the liver in ketosis. Gradual increase in intake of resistant starch can suppress appetite, shorten colon transit time, improve gut health, reduce chronic inflammation, improve cognitive abilities, reduce the risk of autoimmune diseases and atherosclerosis in old age, and slow aging It is actually, we are talking about rejuvenation. So if you consume enough of resistant starch and produce enough of butyrate in your guts, we can talk about rejuvenation. Resistant starch is not only supplement, is not the only supplement which may improve gut health and produce epigenetic rejuvenation in human body. As I discussed in my video and presentation, glutamate supplementation and from 20 to 30 grams daily supports immune function, improves gut integrity, reduces inflammation, contributes to epigenetic rejuvenation, and has anti-cancer potential. Glutamate. Okay, you can buy glutamate as supplement. It is relatively expensive, but available. Yeah, but we can go further. And increased intake of sodium above the recommended 3 grams per day. It is also only for carbohydrate diet. For ketogenic diet, it has to be 5 grams per day. So, and can this, if you go above, it is used to promote ketosis. In ketosis, you need 5 grams or more per day of sodium, not table salt, sodium. Table salt you need 10 grams or 7 grams, 8 grams, I don't remember for sure. You can check my presentation for calculation. But again, if you take more, no problem. Long and endurance aerobic exercise in the heat can cause increased sodium loss in sweat and increased sodium requirement above 5 gram level. Therefore, monosodium glutamate would be a recommended supplement to combine with a ketogenic diet and this aerobic exercise. It also helps to swallow large amounts of resistant starch powder if it is mixed with monosodium glutamate. Okay, some people complain that, oh, it takes this tasteless powder, it's not easy, it is ugly, it is not food. Okay, mix it with monosodium glutamate, it will go much easier. You will love how it works. Okay, this is increase sodium consumption with meat. If you are on ketogenic diet, okay, you can increase more, you can use, and you're supposed to use more sodium, it is okay. Intestinal bacteria in the colon produce vitamins B5, B6, and B7, and B7 is biotin. From resistant starch and chitin, and you can see my old video presentation. So deficiency in B5 and B6 are rare because they are available from foods, but biotin is an essential component of coenzymes involved in fat and carbohydrate metabolism, influencing cell growth and protein synthesis. A deficiency in biotin can lead to hair loss and skin rash. So the intake, so again, benefits of the prebiotic. The intake of resistant starch in large doses, above 100 grams daily. I take more than 200, but you cannot increase suddenly. So it is also reducing reabsorption of toxins and secondary bile acids in the colon. You can watch my video, and it stimulates primary bile acid production in the liver, increases utilization of cholesterol, reduces bad cholesterol in the blood, and can help to accelerate the detoxification of our bodies by removing toxins and secondary bile acids with feces. Again, if you, we are talking about old age, about detoxification, and this is a way how to do it, to remove toxins. So increase the amount of resistant starch. Then all your health will go. Okay, this is biotin deficiency. Biotin is available also from mushrooms, but okay, you can produce it in the gut. So resistant starch type 2 works not only as prebiotic, but also as absorbent. This is what I'm talking. This now I'm coming to some what is important. I believe it's very important. If taken together with vitamin C or amino acids in mega doses, it will slow down absorption of these substances into the bloodstream from small intestine. Yeah, if you take amino acids in large doses or vitamin C, then the concentration of vitamin C or amino acids in the blood will go high, and there will be side effects. So it is not good. It is not good. Moreover, the biological half-life for vitamin C at high plasma levels is only about 3 hours. Or even some people say half hour. But if megadoses of vitamin C, it is 12 grams or more. This is this is ascorbic acid, okay, or vitamin C, but 12 grams, but ascorbic acid 24 grams. Pardon, no. It is ascorbic acid 12 grams or more. This is what I take normally. If they are taken with resistant starch type 2, with potato starch or tapioca starch, high levels of vitamin C in the blood can be extended up to 12 hours or longer, and without side effects due to slow release of vitamin C in the small intestine and also in the colon, because small intestine it is only 5 hours, but then it goes to colon, also work slowly in there and release vitamin C slowly. And it also, so it is about the amino acids also, so to slow down the release of amino acids. And for example, the intake of glycine in megadoses may lead to side effects such as vision blurring, hypertension, and other severe neurological issues. But if megadoses of glycine are taken together with resistant starch, side effects can be suppressed. Other amino acids can be combined with resistant starch too. Again, it is glycine is famous about side effects, but I take a lot of glycine, and with resistant starch, no problem at all. So in conclusion, I suggest consuming ascorbic acid in megadoses, combining it with resistant starch to mimic the diet of long-living snake mole rats. You see? Long-living snake mole rats, they produce ascorbic acid themselves. So we cannot. So we have to intake. We have to take ascorbic acid. So we take ascorbic acid and combined with resistant starch, and this is almost the same. Like it makes us very close to the diet of long-living snake mole rats. But it is not enough. Okay, it is also suggest partial replacement of meat and fish with amino acids and their salts, making the diet for the elderly closer to the diet of long-living ant queens, because ant queens, they consume only amino acids, and also the snake mole rats, they consume bacterial protein and amino acids, but from feces. I don't say eat feces, but you can get amino acids which are produced by bacterial fermentation of carbohydrates. So almost the same. So it is all the only difference. You don't eat feces, you eat amino acids which are industrially produced from carbohydrates. So it is this is what I tell us. Follow nature. Follow nature. Look, check the diet of long-living animals and insects and mammals. Okay, then you will get a solution. Amino acids can be produced industrially from carbohydrates or through the sauce with the technique of meat cooking. Okay, some people complain that they cannot buy cheap amino acids in Thailand. They are very cheap. They are used a lot to feed animals. They are clean and good enough for me, and very easy to buy with delivery. And so you can buy big sack or you can buy kilos. By kilos, it's easy. So, and sauce vide also use. I eat everyday meat prepared by sauce vide technique. Morning I start my convection oven with thermostat, put temperature 62 degrees, and evening after 5 o'clock I can eat already meat. It's already fantastic. It's much better. It's much better than you cook it other way. A blend of ascorbic acid, amino acids, and resistant starch type 2 can be included in a vegetarian or standard American diet. Also, even vegetarian can improve their health if you will do it. Amino acids produced from carbohydrates. It is not related if you so a person don't want to kill animals or may harm any animals. Amino acids are produced by bacterial fermentation. So what is the problem with this? Vegetarian can get instead of plant-based proteins, which are very difficult to digest. And this is why these vegetarians live much shorter than the population average. But if you do it, if you follow my recommendations, you can live at least longer. Even standard American diet also will work, but I would not recommend American standard diet because of the seed oils. Seed oils, better to remove them, guys. I don't see problem to shift to healthy diet. But the best results I expected for ketogenic and carnivore diet. Yeah, this is what I see in my experience. Sauna sessions and regular intense aerobic exercise are necessary to accelerate detoxing of our bodies with sweating, and also better it is shortening the gut transit time, colonic transit time. So it is necessary, and such a diet and lifestyle to live long and healthier lives is suitable even for low-income populations. So I am saving money. I spend more money on my pets and more time cooking for my pets than on myself, because I feed them chicken and I don't eat chicken myself. I eat pork. Sometimes I eat beef, but beef is too expensive for me. I cannot afford it. But pork is okay. Like it is $4 American per kilo fatty meat. So I can afford it, but beef is more than $10 American per kilo, and considering that it is not digested well, okay, with sauce video I can improve digestion, but again, I prefer to replace meat, at least in part, with amino acids, and it works. So if I consume a lot of amino acids, my satiety grows. I cannot eat much. I used to eat more eggs. Now I just after I eat meat, I cannot eat more eggs, and I also reduced dairy products. Yet I consume dairy products, and also I rely on this protein from milk. This is and also some HMB to grow muscles, and I see that my endurance is growing. I started this transition to this diet relatively recently. I understand that I have to prove that it works, and I have no money and funds to make experiments on animals. But if you want to participate in this, okay, you're welcome. But I see personally much improvement. I sleep better. I feel better. I'm more relaxed during the day, and endurance is growing. I feel good. I feel good. So, okay, some people would say that I don't look much younger than my 68 years old. I'm 68 years old, and maybe they say I look like 68. So skin rejuvenation is other point. I'm working on it. But again, for skin rejuvenation, you need sauna. You need more. Not only balanced diet, but also it takes longer. Skin, blood circulation in the skin is slow, so to improve how your skin works takes time. But at least I have some improvement, like or better. So look, people of my age, they have these age spots, big brown spots, which are accumulation of lipofuscin in the skin. Yeah, and I don't have them. I don't have them. I have small sunspots because my skin is exposed to sun. But again, these are small spots. They are not much brown. They are slightly brownish. But even this is improving over time. So it takes time. It takes time. I am not in a hurry. I am proud to make this scientific discovery, and which is based on proposals of the absolutely brilliant scientist Linus Pauling, but I also moved further based on some publications. You can go to the publication, read this by inclusion of this resistant starch. And resistant starch is not only necessary for butyrate production, but also which is absolutely necessary as absorbent to slow down release of ascorbic acid and amino acids from small intestine. slow down and then to make it more steady and to avoid side effects. Okay, so you can go to the references. You see, I used a lot of scientific publications. It takes time to read. Even if I don't read all publications, I read the introduction and conclusions, results, and abstract. So and to find these publications also takes time. So you can imagine that how much time it takes to work. And I'm unfortunately or fortunately, or whatever, it's my situation is such that I have to slow down. I believe that I already have a lot of results, a lot of proposals, but I need maybe more time to investigate on myself the impact of some substances and like improving elasticity of the skin and improving elasticity of the blood vessels. So it all takes time. It goes slow in biology. Every change goes slowly. So again, it's up to you. If you are looking for magic pill and you are ready to pay huge money, like I was talking about this calcium salt of ketoglutaric acid, and people pay $5 per day to get only 2 grams of this salt, which is crazy because it is unstable. It is getting, you can watch my presentation, I gave a link. So it is again, this, where it is. Okay, yeah. Again, if you consume glutamate, yeah, glutamate is working better. Glutamate is getting to the blood easy, and then in cells, glutamate is getting converted to alpha-ketoglutaric acid. But if you take alpha-ketoglutaric acid, the supplement, it is getting converted to glutamate, and glutamate is transported through the blood. Concentration of alpha-ketoglutaric acid in the blood is almost zero. It cannot be transported by blood. So why to take expensive supplement if you can take sodium monoglutamate, and it is here like $3 or $4 per kilo. It is dirty cheap, and it is much better results. Okay, much better results. Okay, so guys, thank you for your time. I appreciate if you was watching to the end. And again, if you want to if you have some questions, you ask in comments. And especially, please understand that my research is going. I tried to get money for clinical trials of some remedies to reduce systolic blood pressure. Some participants in my project used it with very good results. I used it on myself also. But I tried to get some money for clinical trials, or maybe to get some attention to people, but situation is such that nobody wants to pay, and universities or pharmaceutical companies are not interested in this remedy. What I say, okay, it's what I say. And I cannot, and some of my clients in the European Union, and I cannot send this remedy to them because of COVID regulations. Now it is all biologically produced substances are blocked, and even medical drugs you cannot send there. So it is like what they are doing with the European Union. It is like genocide of white people, or white Europeans. So what is happening is it is disaster. So it is a replacement of Europeans with these migrants from Muslim countries. Okay, I am Christian myself, so I moved from Germany in 2014 because I worked for university, and the government cut money to universities and spent all this money on migrants, and they told me, sorry, we have to keep you on permanent position, but by regulations, but we have no money. Please find job somewhere. And I tried to get job other universities, and despite I was expecting they would hire me, and because I was working with them with good results, but somehow they were in troubles, and then I moved to Thailand. And in Thailand, I tried to make some, to work for science, to make proposals and inventions to improve quality of some products like in polymer processing, etc., or lubricants. And to my surprise, again, nobody want to pay money. But this is good for me because it was a motivation for me to start a project to work to get benefits for myself. Now I am not much interested in money. If you support project, very good. But if you're not, okay, it's up to you, guys. It's up to you. I give the way. I show the way for all people, even in developing countries, to live longer, to be healthier. If you're not interested, no problem for me. This is natural selection. I use it for myself. I will live maybe 1,000 years. I'm pretty sure. If you don't want to live long, it's your choice. It's your choice. I'm a scientist. I'm proud with my contribution to science, and I believe this is a huge contribution. But will it be accepted by society or not? Will people follow me, or they will follow medical professionals? No idea. Again, I have PhD in physics and mathematics, and I'm not supposed to give you any recommendations. So it is okay. I will say, okay, consult with your doctor. Get pills from your doctor, and don't follow me. Okay, okay. But at least what you can do, the minimum we can do, is spread information. Press the like and bell buttons. Subscribe to my channel. And again, if you want to save your friends and families, if you trust me, of course. If you don't trust, no problem. No problem, guys. It's all up to you. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao. Okay, guys. Ciao, ciao. Okay? Stop, stop, stop.